Hi there guys, it's Anthony here from Cutting Edge Guitar. In today's video I'm going to be talking to you about another recommended guitar book, and in this video we're talking about Reading Studies for Guitar by William Leavitt and Berkeley Press. Let's get into it. Okay guys, why am I talking to you about this book today? Well, I think this video is going to be a couple of subjects in it really. So not only is this a recommended guitar book, but let's have a discussion about should you be reading music for guitar. That is a question that comes up quite a lot. I see that a lot on the internet. I get asked by my students in Facebook groups, you know, should I learn to read music for guitar? The thing is with this, okay, there's no right or wrong answer. It depends on you as a player and what you're wanting to achieve. Here's a couple of things that I would say about this though. A lot of people get worried about the fact that it might cause them some harm, do them some damage. Learning to read music can't do you any damage. It's like, for example, if you speak English, okay, it's like saying that learning to read and write English might do your speaking some harm. It's just not. It's an advantage in many ways, but that depends on what you're trying to achieve as a guitarist. So if you're a hobbying guitar player that wants to just sit in their bedroom and just play stuff for fun, do you need to be able to read music notation? No, you can get by reading tab, you can use your ear to figure things out, all that sort of stuff, and you'll be okay. But if you want to be a pro guitar player, you know, or even a semi-pro, if you want to go and make money from playing guitar, you don't need to be a world-class reader, but being able to have some handle on how to read the dots is going to be really helpful. So in my own personal circumstances, I've had to play show music, work in pit bands. I've also, you know, reading the real books, going to do like little jazz gigs and all this sort of thing. All of that stuff is standard music notation. Also getting through music college as well. You know, when I went to the Guitar Institute in London, all that sort of stuff, you've got two sight reading, well, I don't know what they do these days, but at the time there were two sight reading classes. So you had one which was reading literally the stuff that's in this book, this kind of stuff. I mean, we didn't use this book, but it was studies like this, where you're just going through just reading the notes, okay? And then we also had a class which was chart reading, sort of like what you'd get if you were doing old school type session work, you know, going to a studio and someone gives you a chart and says, okay, this is what I want you to play, get going. So as a professional musician, it will open up more doors to you. You could work on shows, you can do pit bands, like I say, any kind of band type situation where you're going to have to read a chart. There's lots of session work that's like that, where it's, you know, just live session work, all them sorts of things, not necessarily recording stuff. So there's loads of jobs that you'll get as a musician that if you can't read music, you're going to have a hell of a time of it. Now, you don't have to be an awesome sight reader. Let's say, for example, if you're going to be working on a show, you might get the notations 6 weeks before the show starts, so you can sit down with it and learn it and practice it. But you know, if you can't read at all, you're absolutely screwed, and you're going to have to turn the gig down, and therefore you're going to be out of pocket. So from a hobbying guitarist perspective though, it might just be that you want to learn something that's off of a piano score, or you might want to learn some music from another instrument, or maybe you want to write music down, you know, you want to compose, you want to give it to a pianist. Well, they're not going to read guitar tab, it's all about notation. So that's my thoughts on should you or shouldn't you be learning to read. Why do I rate this book? And what's so good about particularly why you'd want to get hold of this one? Well, it's absolutely full of studies in all different keys. This particular one moves through positions 1 to 7 on the fretboard. It has a advanced older brother, which takes you from position 7 up to the higher end of the neck. That's really hard, where you're reading ledger lines and all that sort of stuff. But if I've opened up to a random page, and if you can see what the idea is with this, it just gets you reading. It's rhythmically less challenging than it is harmonically. It's just about getting the dots under your fingers, okay? Loads and loads of studies like this. If I turn to a different page, somewhere further along in the book, again, more single line studies, but also as well, you've got on this page over here, there's like a short piece type thing that you're playing through. Also chords, have a look at that at the bottom of this page over here. You've got chord studies that you're reading. Now, if you can read chords, your single note reading gets particularly good. So yeah, it's just an excellent book that's designed to get you reading, full of studies. With this and a metronome, you can just get cracking and away you go. So there we go, guys. That is Reading Studies for Guitar by Bill Leavitt. Have a look at that. Couple of other things, bit of housekeeping for you. On the Cutting Edge Guitar website, I have recently released a members area. In the members area, I have posted the first few guitar lessons in there that are all about technique. They're also, what I'm going to be doing to that members area, every month I'm going to be adding new lessons to it. So come and check that out. You can take a free 10-day trial. Come and have a look at everything that I'm doing in there and see what's coming on for the future. Also, as well, while we're on the subject of books, if you want to get started on your guitar technique, you can get a free copy of my first book, High Intensity Guitar Technique Book 1. If you go to the links in the description, there's the free trial for the membership, and there is free copies of my technique book, number 1. So there we go, guys. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Give this a like, share it to any of your guitar playing friends that you think might benefit from seeing this material. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in another video. Take care.